Hello, friends. So today's activity is called counting and comparing. All right, today's activity objective is to compare and measures objects. So you will need a collection of objects, and this can be anything from toys to blocks, clothes, shoes, and then you will also need cardstock folded in half to make signs. But I mean, you can use regular paper, like just make do with what you have. So in this activity, you want your child to sort objects, and you want them to tell you how, like, different categories. So have them look at the objects that you've chosen and ask them how they can sort the objects, and then you're going to write it on the paper, and then the child will sort the objects based on those categories. So to start off with, you can, like, for your youngest learners, choose 2 categories with widely contrasting quantities. So you can have 1 item and then 5 items, and ask the child which pile has more, and then count the objects together. Second, you would choose 2 categories in which the number of items to be grouped will be similar, up to 5. Ask the child to place the items in each category and then count the number of items in each group. So here we have a group of pants. Some are long and some are short. Are there more long pants or short pants? Let's count how many we have in each pile. All right. Then you can invite the child to compare 2 groups of items and describe the differences between the groups. So you picked up each group of shoes. What is different about them? You're right. The group of adult shoes is heavier than the baby shoes. Let's count how many shoes are in each pile. And the pile with the baby shoes has more in it, but the adult shoes are heavier. Okay. Then invite the child to compare and order 3 groups of items from smallest to largest, fewest to most, etc. So we want to put the groups in order from fewest cars to the most cars. How can we find out which group has the fewest? Yes, we can count them. And then finally, include multiple groups of objects for comparison. Invite the child to describe similarities and differences among the groups. Have the child count the objects before grouping them a different way. Ask the child to compare and count the items in each new group. So, for example, we have 20 different forks and 20 different spoons. What happens if we group them by size? How many groups should we have? Let's count how many are in each group. So you start off with 2, groups of an item and then count them. And then you work your way down to where you have multiple groups of objects for comparison, and then have them counting them. So, questions for to think about while you're doing this activity. What ways did the child compare the groups of objects? Was the child able to communicate his or her ideas about comparing? How long was the child able to attend to this experience? Did the child think of new ways to group the objects? How would you describe the child's counting skills, one-to-one correspondence, understanding of quantity? So for that one, how are they counting? Are they able to count? Are they able to touch an item and count in succession? And then are they understanding the quantity? So if they see 3 of something? Are they able to say, oh, that's 3? And then lastly, did the child demonstrate an understanding of more, less, fewer, or the same? So that is the activity. It's a little bit more detailed, but again, it's a fun way to use those sorting skills and get them thinking about differences and similarities, or the same things that are the same and different. So good cognitive skills as well as counting. So great activity. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button below, and I will see you on the next video.